You know, people say you are a strong woman, you're this. I would advise women against, you know, if a marriage breaks up, if they end up, because they're still not divorced, let's not forget that. But if, God forbid, they end up breaking up, there are women that believe in, you're an African queen, prove it, raise the children by yourself, you can do this, you are a strong woman. Me, I don't believe that. Okay, no, I'm not saying don't be strong. Please hear me right. What I'm trying to say is this. I don't like the idea of when marriage break up, women carry all the load by themselves. I don't believe in it. Both of them, the man and the woman, and they're born picking together, they should go through it. Raising children is not more. And I don't need to prove a point to any man by trying to raise children by myself. You go join me, raise them. Now me and you born them. None of us will get a free ride. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in today's video, I want to speak on, how will I even phrase this? Let me put it this way, that if I have to advise Korra, what my advice would be, or if I was Korra, I think that's another thing. If I was Korra, what I would do, or if she was my sister, what I would, you know, tell her, whatever. Let me put it that way. At the end of the day, let's not forget that what the husband said, he has made his accusations, she has never responded to those accusations. Regardless, at the end of the day, we are on the outside, we don't really know what's going on the inside. I'm going to be honest, there are some times when I say, could this be a fake breakup? I'm being honest, because the thing happened, you know, what we'll call in Igbo language the same brede. It's like, it was just too sudden. You understand? One day they were lovey-dovey having a baby. How many days later, you know, I'm going to be honest, because we have seen people done even worse. So it won't surprise me if it is. So I'm just putting that out there. And then on the other hand, like I said, you know, the idea of taking sides, I feel like it's not that straightforward to take sides when you don't really know what happened in their marriage. Like I said, it's only the man that has come out to say, oh, this is what happened, we haven't heard from her. So it's hard. Even in a court of law, the judge will hear from there and hear from here before they come to conclusion. So that's why I don't understand when some people are already concluding. But I remember I said something. I said, people should not gag somebody because he's a man. And I stand by that, because I know, especially on this our social media, if it is a woman that came out to say my husband is this, that, people will listen and say, yeah, you know, especially fellow women will be like, yeah, we support you. But if a man does it, people, yeah, keep quiet. And I'm saying, I personally am not a fan of that double standard. Now, the content of what somebody says, there's something about supporting, allowing somebody to speak, or supporting what particular thing the person said. They're two different things. But I feel like, for me, I don't see why I would pick sides. Who is at fault, who is not at fault? I don't know what happened. So that is not even, let's leave that area aside. But I'm still going to stand by allowing people to speak. And something else I want to emphasize is this. There are some people that are quiet people that bottle things up. And I think I said it in one of my other videos, that bottle things up. But the thing is, because they bottle it up, they end up, boom, one day explode. So that's why sometimes it's good to hear people out. Even in your own family, if a family member rings you and say, my husband did don't ever tell them don't talk. Give them, let them speak. There's something about speaking. I feel like there's a bit of a release when people speak. So when people let it all out. So that is that aspect. So at the end of the day, like I said, we don't know what happened in their marriage. And there's some people that believe that you must take the side of a fellow woman no matter what. And I've said that's not me. So people say, even if it is this, you must, I don't believe in that. I believe in the truth is the truth. Like, you know, standing by the truth no matter what, regardless. And I always emphasize, those women that be like, yes, so so and so person, this so and so thing, but it doesn't matter. He's a fellow woman, I'm supporting her because she's a fellow woman. And I always say, let's not forget that we fellow women, we are the mothers to sons, sisters to brothers, daughters to fathers, nieces to uncles. So we have men. Men are also important. So let's remember that. Okay, let's remember that. So those men, who are they? Men are people to women. And we value people in our lives. So don't base whatever and say the same thing. I'm not a fan of men saying, I'm going to support a man because he's a man like me. You know, no matter what, women stick together, so let us stick together as a man. I feel like that is just childish and petty. Stand by the truth no matter what. We don't know what the truth is in this case, but I just want to emphasize that. Now, there's this other aspect. You know, when people say she should have taken a break. When people were saying she just had a baby, she should have taken a break from social media and all of that. I personally would have said it would have been a good idea to take a break. Just for a while. I know it's her source of income, because some people are like, oh yeah, but that's a source of income. How is she going to survive? Let me tell you, come on. Let me tell you, there's something called maternity break. Even a regular job, you will get maternity break. Taking 3 weeks, I don't know, because I don't believe that. I've looked at her platform, like I think on Facebook, she has millions of followers on Facebook, and then whatever. And she streams, I think, few times, live streams. That's what she does, few times a week. I don't want to believe that if she took 3 weeks off, she's going to go bankrupt. I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that. I don't know. When it comes to like somebody just had the baby, if it's me, let's remember that, because I'm saying if it is me. If it is me, I would have taken a bit of time off, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Just having a baby is not moi. It's not easy. She's been doing these things for whatever number of years she's been doing it. Taking a break for 2-3 weeks will not break it. Will not I don't believe will make her bankrupt, right? And sometimes when people talk about money, people forget that money without your sanity is nothing. Money without your good health is nothing. Money is good, but money does not stand on its own. Money on its own is nothing without those other things that you need in your life. There are times when we need to reboot. Do you know what I mean? I personally would have advised. This is past tense now because she already passed that. I feel like she could have taken a break after she had the baby. Maybe film few videos and keep them and upload them later. Videos about, when the baby came and some of the things that she really wants to share, and share them later. Take time to make it about family, yourself. That's another area that I want to, address. That would have been good, right? For mental health and all of that. At the same time, another area, if it is me, that's an area where I get in trouble for. And but there's no point in me coming and not being honest. So I'm going to say it. Those that don't like it, I'm in my house, come and beat me. Now, another area I want to talk about is the area of semi-nudity. I've never been a fan of it. I'm going to be 100% honest. If it is me or if it is my sister, the advice that I would give or what I would do if it is me. There are people that believe that you can lure viewers with semi-nakedness. You know what I'm trying to say? And I don't believe it's the right kind of viewers that somebody will attract with that. And I'm never going to be an advocate of women using their bodies for attention and stuff. I believe we're more than our bodies. Men have bodies too, but you see that men, you hardly see men achieving anything. How often do we see men using their bodies to achieve anything in life? I really like sharing that message of saying we as women, we are more than our bodies. Some people say you're just jealous, you're just don't tell you about body. When you say a message like this, so people assume that maybe your body no fine, that's why you're telling people to cover their body, blah blah blah. You don't see my own body. Have you seen mine? And I don't need to show it to anybody to prove anything. I'm being honest, because that is not what that's not a part of me that I want you to know about me. I want you to look at my like there was a post I made once in which I said people wouldn't typically address me as a sexy lady or whatever. I'd rather have people describe me as beautiful. When people describe you as sexy, they're talking about your body. It has nothing to do with your intellect or your character, personality, or how do I even phrase it? It has nothing to do with the real qualities of a human being. So what would happen if tomorrow, God forbid, something happened, I was in a fire and now my body changed, or maybe after how many years my body begin to change shape, or I no longer have the particular, would I still be? What will I be then when it's all about my body? I want to believe that there's something, the content, who I am is more than what my body looks like. And I'm not gonna lie, God try for me when it comes to body. I believe that in many years to come, when we have all left this earth, and I hope that's what it is, that people can speak about me and speak about what comes out of my brain, what they heard from my mouth, tangible things about me, not necessary, not about my body, because I am more than my body. This is advice I'm saying, and I say if it's me. Sometimes you watch some of her videos and you see, like there's one recently, like where she's wearing this thing, and you can basically, like, there's just, you understand? I'm just being 100% honest. There's just too much being shown. There are sometimes she's wearing, there was one other time that went viral where she was climbing a tree and the whole of the only thing you could not see is just the anus and the vajayjay. Like every other thing. And be honest with you guys, I would say she doesn't need that. She already has a platform. And from the comments, you see that she has a lot of lovers. And she's doing things like showing people how to cook this or, some other things about her, whatever. There's so much. She's an amazing dancer. She can do like teaching people how to dance. There are videos like that on this YouTube platform. Go and look at the biggest YouTubers. It has nothing to do with their bodies. A lot of amazing women in history, they have absolutely nothing to do with their bodies. Look, check the history. There are some people on this YouTube, they just showing how they cook, or they show how they decorate their house, or they show how they clean, or they just talk about life or whatever. The biggest YouTuber, what's his name now? PewDiePie. It has nothing to do with his body. He does gaming. There are some other, think about there are some other ways people can have a presence on social media. that has nothing to do with their bodies. There's one video of hers that, you know, I saw once. It was shared by this, it was shared on Instagram by Don Jazzy. In that one, even though like a bit of cleavage was showing or whatever, the dance there, and she looked beautiful. She was dancing. She had this short dress. She was dancing, and she had like a Nigeria would say short knicker inside. So it was like a boxer. What was the English word for it now? And even though that was still a bit okay, but that one where the whole of the, you know, the whole of the cheeks at the back are showing. I am personally not a fan of that. I cannot make this video without being 100% honest. Another aspect is, you know, when you watch that video where she got emotional and all of that, when I saw that, I saw the need for somebody to gain back the power or control of their privacy. See, when I discovered vlogging, showing your family and everything, I fell in love with it because I was like, wow. Something that I kept on coming to my mind. See, when my father died, it shocked my system. You know, uncles have been dying, aunties have been dying, but I'm like, oh yeah. But when it happened to me and my father died, I saw life in a different way. I think it dawned on me we all know it, but it dawned on me more, the fact that we're only here for a while. And I kept on saying, okay, I kept on saying to myself, why was my father here? Like, it showed me how we can be gone and gone. When my sister died as well, I was like, my sister was never married and I never had kids. So she was gone. If that makes sense, right? All of this started making me think about what would I would love to be remembered when I go. I want to leave something behind. Some people want to leave children, or they want to leave billions in their account behind, or whatever they want to leave behind. I realized that I would love people to know that I came. I would love people to know I was here, if that makes sense. When I discovered this vlogging thing, accidentally, I was like, oh, I would like to vlog. I would like people, I wanted to share about my life to the world, because I was like, wow, so I can just post a video, somebody in America. And people, when I was doing a bit of vlogging, people in America, I was like, wow. So somebody in America that knows about me and they know about my family. And I really loved sharing. Then somebody left me a comment that she's from Suriname. I never heard there's a country like that existed. I started Googling it and I discovered a country called Suriname. I saw how powerful this platform is. And I loved it. Sharing, and there was people that loved me and my family. And I wanted to share, you know, this and share that. But then I started seeing some people that are not normal, if you know what I mean. Some people that are not normal. And then I saw the other side of it. There's a beautiful side of exchange. People leave comment and you're like, wow. You feel like you're interacting with people. You feel like you're socializing in a way. You feel like you like that connection. And then you now see those trolls. And then you realize that there are actually some people that do not deserve to even know. How do I even say? You do not even deserve to see your family. When I say deserve, your family is too precious for some people to see. So people don't even deserve to see what comes out of your toilet. And then I realized that unfortunately, there's no way that I can segregate and only make my video available to the people that really love me and my family, that love that community that I was building and stuff like that. And because I can't segregate, I put a stop to it. And I can tell you that how I feel right now. I feel like at this point, right, the ability to keep your family private, personally, I see it now as something very posh. Well, I honestly see that ability to maintain your privacy, keep your family away from social media and all of those things. For me, I see it now as something that is posh to do. I'm going to tell you, I'll give you another thing that happened to me. That was also an eye-opener. I remember, you know, I was filming, I was, you know, showing my family and everything. That's years ago. And then I remember one of my children was in public transport and somebody called him by his name. Somebody walked up to him and called him by his name, and it freaked him out because this is a stranger he didn't know. And then he came home and he was freaked out, and he was telling me about it, like, oh, I saw somebody in the public transport and this person knew my name. Thank God it happens to be somebody that I actually know in real life, but I haven't seen this person for a long time. But the reason this person was able to identify him and call him by his name was simply because of my YouTube channel. If she hadn't seen him for a long time, if she saw him on the street, she wouldn't have even recognized him or even remember his name, to be honest with you. But because I have a YouTube channel and she's always on my channel, she knew his name and she recognized him. And I said, thank God it's somebody that knows him. But I saw how he freaked him out. He wasn't offended, but he kind of freaked him out. It's not every day a stranger gets to call your name, like really call it well. And I thought to myself, this is actually somebody that I know. And I said, what if it was actually a complete stranger? And that was actually part of the things that I put together. And I realized how much I want my family life to be private. My home, my life, everything, they are precious to me. They are, how do I say, they are precious to me. It's not something that every Tom, Dick, and Harry should have access to. Me, I'm speaking personally. There are some people on this platform that I would love to show them everything, because they have shown me love on this platform that I don't know how to explain it. But there are some people that, like I said, they don't even deserve to see the content of what comes out of my toilet. I'm not even saying don't show your children or whatever, but there are some part of somebody's life somebody can choose not to put on social media. I come here, I share the story of my life, my family growing up and all of that. And now it is what I want to share that I will share. For example, I don't typically do live videos because I want to be sure that after I filmed it and I edit it, I want to be sure that that thing I said, I actually want to put it out there, because I know that once it goes out, it's not coming back to me. The so-called, if you argue with your husband or your wife, for example, there was a video where she was saying to the husband, give me a jacket or whatever, and she said she was messing, she was just playing with him. So people blew it out of proportion. You know why? Because it was a live video. Whatever happened. There's no time to decide, should I even post this, should I not post this? I'm just using this as an example. So she can decide to maybe change her content where people don't need to know every single details about her child, about her children, about her marriage, about her private life. People can guess. Let me tell you something about when people guess. They can guess and guess wrong. For example, there was a time somebody made a video about me, and I played the video and I watched it with my family. We all laughed. When they say Nigeria, we say we laughed higher. We were all laughing and laughing because so many incorrect things that were said. You know, this person had assumptions and they made the video from their assumptions. And because the person does not know shite about me, it was funny. And you know why they don't know shite? Because I didn't give them that information. They can say what they want, but they cannot speak the truth according to. There's so much they would miss. People can make a million videos about you. It can only be guesswork. Then it's more painful when you are the one that actually shared it, and you find people use that thing you shared to want to laugh at you or whatever. You may feel it more because you know I shared it from a good place and these people are using it like this. But when you don't show anything and the people go and keep guessing, you will just laugh because it's not the truth. So I think people should begin to see their privacy that way. Make it in a way that it is a privilege for people to know this about you. It is a privilege for people to see this about you. You know that feeling like, who are you to know this about my family? Who are you to see my this? Who are you to see my that? That's how I see it. But it is something that is a privilege that not everybody is entitled to. I think that's another good way to say it. That is that aspect. There are a lot of other contents somebody can create. I've heard her singing in the background when she's doing her voice. She sings well. People are watching her for her cooking. People are watching her for her dancing. She dances well. There's so much she can do that may not have to do with putting her family out there. Another thing that I want to talk about is, you know, people say you are a strong woman, you're a this. I would advise women against, you know, if a marriage breaks up, if they end up, because they're still not divorced, let's not forget that. But if, God forbid, they end up breaking up, there are women that believe in, you're an African queen, prove it, raise the children by yourself, you can do this, you are a strong woman, Me, I don't believe that. Okay, no, I'm not saying don't be strong. Please hear me right. What I'm trying to say is this. I don't like the idea of when marriage break up, women carry all the load by themselves. I don't believe in it. Both of them, the man and the woman, and they're born picking together, they should go through it. Raising children is not money, and I don't need to prove a point to any man by trying to raise children by myself. You go join me, raise them. Now me and you born them. None of us will get a free ride. The children belong to us. At the end of the day, when you are old and grey, and these children come and if they decide to come and help you clean house, or they decide to be there in your life or whatever, they will look up to me when they are grown and say, look at my grown son, look at my grown daughter. But they were never there to play a part financially, emotionally, whatever, in raising these children. No, nobody's going to get free ride. That's how I see it. You know, there's women that when they break up with their partner, I want to speak this. I'm speaking to us women now. They want to prove that they can do it by themselves. I'm a strong woman. I will raise it. You don't need to do that. This is me speaking. I'm not forcing anybody. Nobody needs to do that. I believe in both people. Now, to suffer to raise children, they go suffer to get together. Because when the bedroom dance was happening, you know, happened one side. Now, two people do one. Two people should raise the children. This is how some women will end up in early grave. You will see a man that broke up from a marriage will just go and start a life. May even remarry. Will just go and be living like a bachelor and be so free or whatever because of those kind of women. She didn't do it because I've seen the man is coming and spending time with the children. But some people in Africa, some women even run away with the children and the man will not see them. She want to raise by themselves and prove a point. There's no need for that. Let men play their own parts too. because it takes two for these children to come to this world. In short, if I could, I would want to a situation whereby no man will be allowed to run away. You know, they say a man is a rolling stone, or an absent father. I wish, you know, the way the courts are able to make a man to pay, you know, child support or whatever, pay his own part when it comes to financially to raising children. I wish there was a way to also force them to be in children's lives too. I'm telling you the truth. In short, it left to me, children can be with your father 1 week, the following week be with the mother. Now, if the man has, for whatever reason, maybe disability, or there are some reasons why a man cannot really look after children, maybe that one I could understand. Apart from that, left to me, it should be 50-50. So when the children spend 1 week with father, I know her child is very young. I'm just saying in general. When the children spend 1 week with their father, spend 1 week with their mother, that way they are not missing out on any of the parents. And then when the children are 1 week with the father, let him find how he will manage on the day he's going to work, school runs, all of those struggles. Let him go through it too in his own week. And then that week, the woman will be free. And when they go to the mother, the father will be free. I made a video in which I was explaining that. There is no award for who suffer parcel. There is no award for it. Even the heaven we are aiming for, there is no special place in heaven for mothers that raise children by themselves. There is nothing like that. Another thing women worry about, I'm addressing we as women in general, right? You know, the women that be like, if they raise the children by themselves, the children will grow up and love me more than their father. You know, will not love their father. Let me tell you, the love children have for their father and the love they have for you are not the same. Let the father have the love that belongs to him. You have your own. They know the minus. You understand? When it comes to love, children know the minus from your own. Give their papa. That's not how it works. You understand? So I'm really addressing this thing because this is the way where everybody can actually have a life. Women end up not having a life because they are the ones stuck raising these children, and then the men are free birds. So far, if you look at the man's platform, he has traveled to how many places so far? He is free. He's looking like a bachelor, and she is the one with 2 children. It would be nice for her to have a nice break. Coming down to her, for example, on the man's day off, he can come pick up the children and spend the whole day with the children. And she will go pick them up and bring them back later. And then she can have the day. I know she has a newborn baby. What are you talking about? If it's me, I will pump breast milk. I will pump breast milk full jerry can, give him. He can have them. Maybe on a Saturday. Once you give him the breast milk for the day, she can go home and sleep. She can go have coffee with friends. Or just go to the beach and sit down and rest small. There was a video where she was saying that she's the only one here. She doesn't have a family by her side or whatever. Those children have their family here. I mean, there, where they are. And their father's family, they are there. They are supposed to be of help. They are supposed to be of use. Because that child is their family too. The man has to play some role. Is it because she's a full-time live streamer or whatever, social media, whatever she's doing? If she has a job, so she should quit her job now because, you know, no. In her own case, I think she should find, 2 of them can agree what days, and I think the guy will be happy. He looks like a handsome kind of father. I don't know how far they live from each other. That's another thing. But there must be a way. She has to find that balance for her own mental health, physical well-being. They have a father, they have a mother. You know, there's no reason why that all the load should be on her head. And this is the message I will keep preaching to women. I'm not saying she's doing this, but I'm using her story as an example to bring it up, right? Because you can see that the man has been spending time with the children. So definitely she's not holding the children away from their father. But there are some women that do it where they now use the children as a reason to use the children to punish the man, keeping the children for themselves. At the end of the day, they are punishing themselves. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Those women that believe that I want the children to love me more than their father, it is unnecessary. Let the father have the love that belongs to him, and you as a mother have the love that belongs to you. For example, I remember when I had problems in my marriage, and in my own case, you know, I just decided that I not do again. Right? It's a long story. I've shared my marriage story here. I said I not do again. So we were both living in the same house, minding our business. I go my own, you go your own. I was just, you know, doing my own thing. One day he woke up and he decided to leave. He didn't like the fact that I not do again. He decided to leave. And I remember I emailed him. I said, well, the landline is the same. The children are here. The landline number is still the same. You can always ring them. You know, they were younger then. I said, this is their email address. I've created email address. And I just said the only thing, and that's the only thing I need to ask him to do. I said, just try and stay in contact with these children. And that's it. I gave him time. After 1 year, whatever, I said, okay, uncle, you have to start contributing towards the children. No, I didn't say uncle because, you know, but I was like, you have to start contributing. Oh, I don't have any money. I said, well, you have to find it. Like children, they smoke air. Like, you understand? Children don't eat air. They need, oh, I don't have money. I don't do that. Okay. I said, be finding it. Because only me cannot do it. After a while, it was still, I think about the 2nd year, he started giving one small thing. I said, bro, this thing I said, you don't reach anything. No. I get gave him time. I gave him time, but I knew it was not something I was going to do by myself. So for me, it's not about whether I have the money or I don't have the money. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason why children are not bring to this world by myself. Only me will be funding them. No. And I was like, this money you're sending is not anything. No, this money is not anything. After a while, I took it to court. And when we went to court, the judge, the judge had to look at my income and look at my expenses. You have to write down the children's names and their ages. What kind of schools they are and everything. The judge was the one was actually saying to him that these children are expensive. As in, the way the judge said it was like they are at a very expensive stage. Trying to tell him that she's carrying too much. So they had to look at his salary, and then from his salary, they had to decide how much he has to be contributing towards the children. Until tomorrow, I do not regret doing that. Let me tell you, now me and you born these children. No be moi moi. My thing is that if I could get the courts to force him to be taking them 1 week and I take one other week, I will do it. Because you know why? Now 2 of us born the children, now 2 of us go do one. It is the best for the children, it is the best for everybody. I don't believe in suffer. I'm not planning to get my children to love me more than their father. Or I will be the one that will, Nigerian contest say, later when they're old, when the old age, you go enjoy the children because they know that I don't let their father enjoy that too. Me, I enjoy that, everybody enjoy. Me, you see me, I believe in my children respecting their father. I remember one time one of my children said something about their father, and I was like, what? And I said, let that be the last time there was something that happened and this particular child was not happy with whatever. Something that happened and this particular child was not happy about it, and was talking about it and said something. I said, what? I said, let that be the last time you say something like that about your father. And I was like, even me, that I'm your mother, have you ever heard me say something like that about your father? I said, don't ever again say that. This video is getting quite long, but I really hope I'm making all the points I want to make. So this area of raising children, I do not believe in a woman or a man doing it alone. That's another thing. When people call a woman a single mother, how often do you hear about single fathers? They forget that in every single mother there's a single father out there, only that the children are not with him. You will see a man with breakup in his marriage, he will go and become just him, but it is a woman that becomes a single mother. And the way there is this stigma attached to it. Look at that single mother. Forget that the father of those children is a single father too. Because only that he does not have the children. A lot of these balances need to come. There is a need for a lot of these balances. It will change a lot about lives, even in the life of the children. They will not be so-called deprived of upbringing and the love of one parent. If a father can have them 1 week, a mother have them 1 week, the children will not miss any. Father will be upbringing them too, mother will be upbringing them too. They can have all of that, and their life can be maybe as balanced as possible. Let's stop giving men the free pass. It's happening way too much, and then the woman is the one stuck, and her life is almost at a standstill. I really wanted to speak about that. Like I said, there's no award for who suffer past. There is no need for women to put themselves through a lot of those things. The same way that I was able to get the court order to force him to contribute his contribution. If I tell you, funny thing is that if you even see the contribution, it not still reach anything, no. But I think I felt good knowing that the judge looked at his income and decided that he could do better than what he was doing before, and saw that he could do better, and basically he's forced to do better. Because if I tell you how much I spend, I sit down and I see how much money I make, and I see how much money I don't have, and I say to myself, I'm being honest with you guys, the amount of money that I spend, if I didn't have children, would be Obi Kubana. I'm only joking about, but no, jokes aside, when I see how much money I make, and then I look, I'm like, where is that money? You see me, money have crossed this handle. But raising children will be moment, especially for this abroad. If I tell you how much my bills are, because if I don't have children to look after, my bills will not be that high. You understand? If I think of my expenses, I know that if I don't have children to look after, I will spend as little as... I know of a lady that's a nurse as myself, and she was talking about, her expenses and everything. I was so jealous. She only has one child. That's another thing. And that's another thing about those of us with the born full house. She only has one child, and you're earning the same salary, but you see her expenses are so little compared to when you have a lot of children. Children cost a lot of money, and I don't see the justification of one person taking all the load by themselves. I don't see it. So I think I've covered a lot in this video, and bottom line, I think I've addressed 4 main parts or whatever. So I talked about the idea of nudity or semi-nudity, or whatever way you want to phrase it. Some people say that's how she makes her money, but I can tell you there are 1,000,001 ways to make money on social media, on the internet, that has nothing to do with your body. I'm just being honest, right? I believe that in this social media era and the way how crazy our world is becoming, I believe that privacy has become even more precious than gold. Honestly, that I'm speaking personally, and I believe that even though we can use this internet or whatever to share things, we should begin to realize how precious our privacy is and begin to really, you know what I mean, protect our privacy. Another area I spoke about is raising children. Whether they end up coming back together or they don't go back together, I believe in both parents playing part. Let nobody get a free ride. We bring them to this world together. We should do all the wahala and the joys. And that's another thing. Let me tell you, I want us to get, personally believing, we do the wahala together and we enjoy the children together. Like the positive and negative, both of us will do it, because nobody only me bring them on this life. That's another area. In the name of making money on social media, like I said, there are 1,000,001 ways to do it. But personally, I'm not a fan of almost giving people rights to come and dictate what time you wake up in the morning, where you lay your child's head, or how you lift your hand, why you don't lift your hand. I'm just basically talking about the whole intrusion into somebody's life. You know, how you hold your cup, you didn't hold it well, how you did. No amount of money making on social media or whatever is worth your mental health. I feel like that's how I feel about it. I think those are the points that I have basically addressed in this video. And as always, whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.